Between Sessions handles a variety of mental health and sexual issues using adult language. Listen at your own risk. Hello and welcome to Between Sessions. I'm Shauna Wilder, licensed professional counselor and certified holistic sex therapist. And I know what you're thinking, but I might have actually had some of the best sex last night.
That's the best.
Hey.
We love that.
With me as always is Sid, the producer.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, Sid. So when this episode goes out, we're going to be in the week between Christmas and New Year's.
Okay.
The Gooch week.
Yeah.
Right?
Right in the middle.
This is where nothing happens. It's just the slowest, most boring week of the year, right?
Everybody's on vacation.
Yeah. Everybody, at least everybody's mind is on vacation.
Yeah, nobody's working.
I know.
Not right now.
Nobody likes it. How was your holiday?
Yeah, it was good. It
Yeah?
was good. Got to see family. Got to see my nieces. It was a lot of fun.
That's good. Did you get any good gifts?
Nope.
No.
The economy is not strong enough for good gifts.
I got a gift from a client.
Did you?
I did.
Are you allowed to get gifts from clients?
Yeah, under $50.
Oh, okay, cool.
You can, yeah.
Awesome.
Just so everybody knows, that's the
Going
limit.
great.
Can't anything over that obligation happens. It was a tower of nuts and dried fruits. Yeah.
So
And the company name was Nut Cravings. And I was like, hey,
I think my parents order from them.
was this a joke?
It's a good name. It's a good name.
It's awfully nice, though.
It's awfully nice.
I do have like a little hidden rule, though, that I don't eat like home prepared foods from clients.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Because
that's probably why we don't eat home prepared foods from people that just hand us food on the side of the road.
exactly. You never really know,
It's safety.
where everybody's at.
I mean, I would hope that your clients don't wish you ill will.
Yeah, but you never know.
It's true. I wouldn't take the risk.
Or maybe not ill will. They just decide to slide some LSD in there and like, oh, Sean, I'll have fun. Ha ha. Or like weed brownies or something. And I'm like, thanks. That's nice, but not really my jam.
I'm more worried about them not being able to handle chicken properly. And yours is, they might put LSD in my water.
I might not come back for 3 days.
Yeah. Great.
All right. So what do we have on tab for today?
All right. So today I've got 2 messages, 3 messages.
Blech.
We will go through them.
Okay. I have a little bit of holiday still stuck in my throat.
There you go.
It's that nut craving. You got me.
We're going to find out you're allergic to one of those nuts.
Whole face just blow up.
Swelled.
No, that's just what I tell my husband. I'm allergic to nut.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah.
just don't. No, just kidding.
Topical.
All right.
Literally.
So topical, literally. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay.
right.
So what's the first message?
All right. So the first message I have is from Michelle, and she's a smut reader.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Hi. So I really like to read, and I do it all the time. And sometimes I read some books that are, they're pretty spicy. So the other day, my husband picked one up, and he read a little bit of it, and he really freaked out at me. And now he's so upset, and he's demanding to know exactly what I'm reading and why I'm reading it. And he's like, oh, what is this porn and all that type of stuff. So that makes me feel really uncomfortable and weird.
Yeah.
What should I do about it?
That's a good question. What should you do about it?
Oh, brother, this guy sucks. That's the first. Sorry. No, I'm sure he's lovely.
Also,
He's having a moment.
they've been together for a while, and he's never read what's on her nightstand.
Well,
This is the first time.
You
He had
know.
to go to a bookstore to find out what's on her nightstand. Good to know.
which makes me wonder because, aren't the covers usually kind of,
Yeah. In my head, all I see is Fabio and like horses.
yeah. Well,
Or matadors now.
these days, sometimes it's just the horses. What's that Morning Glory Milking Farm
No
one?
idea.
Oh, yeah, man. There's all these Omegaverse books now where like the deal is male impreg.
What?
Do you know what that is?
Nope.
Yeah. So the males in the novels get pregnant by other males sometimes. Yeah.
Sometimes?
Yeah. Sometimes. Not
That sounds
always.
like a horror story.
I know, right? But chicks dig it, man.
What is
Like
it?
women
Is it a
are
power
really
dynamic?
into it.
But
I
can
guess.
women still not impregnate men? It's still only men impregnating other men?
Now listen, I have not read them. I have only heard tell.
I don't believe
But I think no, I really haven't. I probably should just for research purposes.
that. Yeah, it sounds like a research project.
Get stuck. Maybe that's what I can do in the Gooch week is pick up some smut And that'll keep me busy.
I mean, you could also do it for a PhD thesis.
Yeah, that's true. The psychological ramifications of impreg porn. Okay. But here's the thing.
Leave in the comment of what actually is the big deal about impreg porn, because I have no idea.
Any Omegaverse fucking fiends out there, tell us. Let us know, okay? School us on it, right?
I'm too old.
Scare Sydney, please, right?
God.
It is funny, though. But so maybe she's reading books that are far outside of regular sexual experiences.
Yeah.
Yeah. On the one hand, so the fuck what, right? Like, so who cares, right? On the other hand, maybe he really does care, and maybe this makes him very, very insecure about what they're doing sexually.
I'm sure he does care, and I'm sure it does make him very insecure about what he's doing.
Okay, but this goes back to the previous discussions we've had about pornography, and your take on it is always like, no one's actually expecting those things.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
Right, always.
Well, not always.
But at what point does this like the impregnating thing's got me. At what point does the impregnating, like, it starts showing parallels with like porn addiction, where it just gets deeper and deeper and like seeking.
Yes.
So that's what's going on, essentially.
Maybe, we don't know.
And so she came across...
This is the problem with the messages. We don't get enough information, and I can't ask follow-up questions.
Please call back, because I want to know exactly what you were reading.
Please
and then
do.
give me a synopsis of what was actually on.
On the one hand, maybe there's actually like really weird, impossible sexual things happening.
Like impregnating men. Yes.
Yeah, or hoo-cow. Have you heard of hoo-cow?
No.
So this is where women are treated like dairy cows, and they're kind of like enslaved just for their milk. Yeah. Hoo-cow fetish kink. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyways, okay. So like still not really doable.
Right.
Possibly hot to fantasize about, not really doable. So on the one hand, maybe he's looking at it going like, that's not anything I could ever do for you. And what the fuck kind of weirds me out.
And not understanding that that's not something she would want him to do to her.
Wax on, wax off. That's just for the video people following.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. On the other hand, maybe it does fall within the realm of what two human beings can do to one another. Mm-hmm. And it's still something that he's threatened by.
Interesting,
right? So here's my take on it. I don't like the word demand. At all, period. I think that even when you're in a couple, you should be able to have privacy of sorts, right? You should be able to share what you want to share. However, since this has struck a nerve with him and he's feeling insecure about it, and I big asterisks on this one, if everything else in your relationship is really good, if nothing else in your relationship feels abusive or coercive or manipulative or anything like that, have the conversation. Tell him about what you're reading, about maybe what you like about it, and also tell him what your expectations are, so that he doesn't feel like, okay, she's wanting me to do these things. That's the worst case scenario in my mind, is he's reading these books thinking that she's going to want or need him to do these things.
To get pregnant?
Or I don't know, whatever, even if it's within the realm of male-female doable sex. Okay. Yeah. Like maybe she was reading, something like BDSM and he's thinking, so you want me to beat you? And she's like, no, I just like reading the books. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he needs to see the difference between the two.
Huh.
Right?
Okay.
So, and then a follow-up question would be, if he utilizes pornography in any aspect and you're not demanding to see what it is.
Right.
Hey.
Same.
What's good for the goose is good for the gander, right?
Same.
Yeah.
Hate to break it to you.
Yeah. So that's my takeaway on that one.
That's it. I'll take it.
If this podcast helps, but you want guidance you can use tonight, join our sex therapy community on School. You'll get bite-sized lessons, conversation scripts, and weekly live Q&As where we'll work through real situations together. You don't have to do this alone. There's a whole community of people figuring out with you. Link in the notes to our community. Okay, so you remember the Christmas episode that we just did? Mm-hmm. Harken your mind back to...
so far ago, right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's been a couple eggnogs ago, right? Okay. So there was a segment with a caller who had an autistic son.
Yes.
And you said something in response to her story.
Yikes.
About her husband. Remember, her husband didn't believe in autism.
Right.
Right? Okay, well, you're still going to have to deal with it. I hate to break it. Anyways, and you said... take that man to a birthday party full of those kids and he'll believe.
Right.
So she listened and she reached out to me and sent me an email.
No, she didn't.
Yes, she did. She said that not birthday party per se.
Okay.
But this past week, her son had like a little, almost like a show or like a presentation. He had to give a presentation.
Cool.
Yeah. And it was full of little kids.
Love it.
And the husband was off work and he went, but he made it miserable for everybody. And then at the end of it, he said to his son, "Hey, buddy, I'm never coming to get more of your stuff ever again."
So were the divorce papers being drafted?
He said, it's too loud. I can't handle this.
The colors are too overstimulating. There's too many people. Autism isn't real.
Now, so now, I think maybe the husband needs to get
It is genetic.
evaluated.
I don't think people understand how genetic it is.
So on the one hand, compassion for maybe he's got something going on.
Right.
On the other hand, fuck you, buddy,
Yeah.
for saying that to your fucking kid. So how great is that my dad comes to something that I did. He doesn't compliment me on how well I did. And he tells me he's never coming back again.
First off, do you have any idea how hard it is to get in front of a camera? How hard it is to talk to people just normally
Yeah. Much less a young kid
with your father?
learning to do a presentation,
Right.
make one, and then give one.
Yikes.
My heart, that just like broke my heart when she told me that. I was like, oh,
So
God.
update.
Honey.
Dad has autism and he's still terrible.
And in a couple months, he'll do the, I don't know why she left. She just walked out.
If she does.
And you'll have, 25% custody of your son, and you'll wonder what the fuck happened to your life.
Every other weekend sounds nice. Autism isn't real every other weekend.
Yeah. We can ignore it.
You can ignore it for 2 full days.
Jesus. All right. You ready, Sid? It's time for the desired data, the lab coat lowdown, the citation sensation. It's time for Science Says.
Science says.
Where we see what science has to say about sex. Sex and masturbation are good for us in a lot of ways, but did you know,
No.
probably not, that they can also be helpful in terms of managing pain?
Interesting.
Research dating back to the classic works of Alfred Kinsey and Masters and Johnson has documented decreased sensitivity to pain during sexual arousal, and more recent studies have confirmed this.
Interesting.
So, how do masturbation and sex reduce feelings of pain? Well, there are at least 2 potential mechanisms, one physical and one psychological. Physically, the sexual arousal activates the brain's opioid system, our favorite, and we know that opioids blunt pain perception, right? But along with this, numerous neurotransmitters and hormones are released, such as dopamine and oxytocin, which tend to make us feel good. So psychologically, sexual stimulation refocuses our attention away from the pain. In other words, it provides a temporary distraction. So clinically, what this means for like me with people that I see is that these combined effects can lead to temporary reduction in pain that lasts for minutes to hours. And for this reason, I have many clients who with chronic pain issues who will often turn to sex and masturbation, sometimes in not the most healthy ways for their relationships, right? As helpful coping mechanisms.
It's interesting.
Yeah. So it's really not odd for me to see somebody who has like a chronic, like sexual, what they call like acting out. I don't like that term, but when they're doing sexual behaviors that are harmful to themselves, harmful to their relationships, right? Like cam girl stuff, porn, hand job, shacks, stuff like that.
Right.
That could damage a relationship. It's very common. I see people with that who have some kind of like chronic pain issue,
like back, knees, elbows.
All the above.
Makes sense.
Head,
why
shoulders,
that,
knees, and toes.
It makes sense why that age demographic also is. I'm sure if you looked at the numbers, probably make a majority of that SA work or SW work.
Absolutely. Very different things. Sometimes overlap, but SA, SW, very different.
Yeah, totally different.
But also.
Are they?
But also, sometimes what we see with that is. Hold on, my brain just blanked for a second, so we'll cut this part out.
But also with that.
But also with that, sometimes what we see is, like I said, if they're choosing like hand jobs or cam girls or something like that, it's not involving another partner.
Right.
And they're not having to be very physical. They're just kind of like sitting and receiving. So again, you're not having to move your body. You're not inconveniencing somebody else. You're just kind of like receiving something that takes you out of this terrible meat sack that you're trapped in.
Interesting.
Yep.
Also avoiding any kind of vulnerability or intimacy that could be put in that situation. So you're making it as transactional as you possibly can.
Oh, that's our favorite, right?
Yeah.
Transactional sex. And as always, we're going to have the links to the citations in the show notes so you can check my work.
So you can check my work. It's so good.
All right, Sid, what do we got next?
Okay, so next we have Dan, and he wants more than missionary.
Oh, okay.
Let's see.
Maybe he'll get his Christmas wish.
Hi, yeah, I had a question for you all. So, my wife and I have been together for 20 years now.
Jesus.
And, she only likes to do missionary. Looking for some ideas. How can we spice things up? How do we try new things? What's the best way to kind of, communicate to her in a safe manner to, let's go after something new. So, looking forward to what you have. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right.
Love it.
Cool. Love that. Okay. First of all, this man needs a medal for 20 years with only missionary, right? Like, what a trooper.
What made it an issue now?
Maybe he's just sick of it after 20 years.
Pain. He's got hip pain.
He might,
He might want to protect his knees a little bit.
20 years, that's going to make somebody maybe at least 40.
40 into their 50s.
Yeah.
Maybe 60s.
So, maybe we're slowing down. Also, maybe we got an empty nest situation. So they're like, kids are out of the house. Let's branch out,
Yeah, but what if missionary is the only thing that works for her?
So that would be the first question, right? Why are we stuck on this?
Right.
So they need to have a conversation about like, why is this the only option? Is it because it's the only way that you can come? If so, I would have to say, and maybe this is me being biased as a sex therapist, but orgasm's not the only reason to have sex. I mean, it's nice. Don't get me wrong.
Wait, what?
But, huh?
What are you saying right now?
Groundbreaking stuff I'm saying right now, right? Like, that doesn't have to be the only thing. And it doesn't have to be this, like, precise operation, like, let's hurry up and get an orgasm and then get done with it, right?
Transactional.
Exactly. Here we go again, right?
Right back to it.
Are you done yet, Dan? So the question would be, why do we only like missionary? What do we dislike about other positions if we've tried any, right? So this could be a physiological reason, like it hurts my cervix from the back or something like that. Or it could be a psychological thing like, well, doggy style makes me feel devalued as a partner, right? It could be a number of those things. What she could like about missionary could, again, be it's the only way that I have an orgasm. 2, it just fits my idea of what sex is and makes him look like he's in a very dominant role.
Right.
Could also go back to some of that neurodivergent stuff that we've talked about before about like having pressure on your body and having something kind of to like hold. And
oh, yeah.
Also a missionary, he's not really looking at her body. So if she's got body issues, she doesn't have to worry about like, is he looking at my fat rolls right now?
That never even crossed my mind.
That's because you're not a girl.
Apparently.
So it could be any number of reasons there, right? But I think the way to have this conversation would be first to say, like, what's good about it? What's bad about these other things? And if we can find something that's good about it, can we try to incorporate that in other situations, right?
Right.
So, or even can we start with one move and then finish with another? Or do some missionary, you have an orgasm, and then get up, flip over, let me do what I want to do, and like whatever for Dan.
Right.
Right. So there could be any combination of things if you two communicate about it and we try to find like, how do we compromise here? Right. If we make this a conversation of you don't, you never, we can't, she's probably going to feel attacked. She's probably going to shut down, and there's not going to be any compromise that happens. So this needs to be a very like curious, exploratory kind of conversation. Now, another asterisk to that could be that, again, you know how we've talked about a lot of times people have like a lot of sexual shame.
Right.
Shame often leads to rigidity when it comes to sexual expression. So I then, because I have some shame around sex, I have this very narrow aperture, like sex exists in this tiny little box kind of thing, right?
That's kind of what it sounds like.
Yeah. So if she has something like that, she might have a lot of like blocking beliefs about, so it may skew on the side of the psychological things that I talked about, right? And that could shut a lot of the creativity off.
Interesting.
Yeah. So if that happens, if she just like won't even talk about it or something like that, again, get therapy.
Right. Talk to somebody.
Yeah, a neutral third party to kind of make it smooth off the edges or whatever. Because you guys out there, like, I can give you tips, but you're not the professionals, and you having to like memorize or think about or rehearse or whatever might be a little bit too much.
Right.
So I'm always a strong advocate for therapy.
Yeah. Funny enough.
Have you ever been with anybody like that, though, that was just like, there's only one thing we do?
No, come to think of it, no. Not
That's
me
good.
personally, but I definitely know plenty of people that are in that relationship and have been.
Men or women, or both?
Both.
Yeah.
And I've been told by many women that it's like, the idea is, especially when you're in your younger years, you do what works for you because they're going to do what works for them.
Ooh.
Which is a gross way of looking at it. But 20 years of marriage, you would think that would be out of the way. Dating, I can see, and one night flings kind of thing.
Sure.
I understand it, and I get it. It's like,
The other problem I'm thinking of right now, though, is possibly if he raises this conversation, she could go very quickly to that, what do you mean I'm not enough kind of place. Like, if you want to do all of these other things, why? Am I not, sexy enough? Is the sex not good enough? I've also heard from a lot of women that if a guy has an orgasm, you don't get the right to complain about how you got there. And I hate that attitude. I'm not saying it's a good one.
That's a take.
But she'll lay there and just starfish. And then he's like, can we do something better? And she's like, why? You got off. What's the big deal?
Yeah, because it's obviously he's not working on helping.
No. So yeah, that could be dicey.
And I get that.
Okay. Now it's time for the vibe check.
Vibe check.
Woo! This is where Sid and I review sexual and mental wellness items and ask, does it do the thing?
We'll find out.
Unfortunately, Sid's not in on this one today because
I was not told.
Well, it's not for you.
I was not invited.
Today's item is a female-only item, and it is the PeriFit.
What is that?
This is the PeriFit, and they have, this is PeriFit Care, and then they have PeriFit Care Plus. This one will run you about $115, I think, last time I looked, but that could still have been some holiday specials or whatever. But this is a video game for your vagina.
What do you mean?
Beep, beep, beep. So PeriFit is designed to strengthen the pelvic floor. Here, from the website, they are perionatometers, probably said that wrong, designed to treat stress, mild to moderate urge, and mixed urinary incontinence in women by strengthening of the pelvic floor muscles through exercise. It will also, kind of like as a side note, give you a better sexual experience the more strong your pelvic floor is, right?
Interesting.
So this is great for us queens who've had kids, right? Beep, boop, just to tighten everything up so we're not, peeing on ourselves when we do jumping jacks or something like that, right? Shut up. It's not funny.
Funny.
So what you do is let me keep reading. PeriFit Care and PeriFit Care Plus are intended for vaginal use by adults. Okay.
Only by adults.
Only by adults. PeriFit Care models promote effective pelvic floor training, a proven method to alleviate symptoms for a significant majority of women experiencing stress and urge incontinence. However, stress incontinence is, again, the bouncing or the sneezing or whatever. Urge is just feeling like you have to pee all the time and not being able to control it.
Okay.
However, as incontinence is not always due to a weak pelvic floor, consulting with healthcare, all
the fun stuff.
Consult your doctor,
right?
Kind of thing, right? But the really cool thing about this is that it's got, this is how you pull it in and out.
I was about to say, right? That is a very long string.
Yeah, the string doesn't go all the way in. It's just so you can
That's a little
pull
ridiculous.
that out there, right? But you turn it on, and it's got kind of like a lifetime, and now it's like connecting to my phone.
Interesting.
You're going to love this. And so then you put it in there, right? And you pull the app up, And in the beginning, it'll ask you to like calibrate. So it'll tell you, okay, squeeze and then relax, and then squeeze and relax. And you'll see the little graph go up and down.
Right.
Right. And then it gets your baseline. And then it sets you on a training program. It'll ask you a couple questions about like what your goal is and whatnot. Right.
What are we trying to accomplish here?
Exactly.
Right.
And then it'll customize a plan for you. And in 7 minutes a day, okay, you play video games with it. So the app will boot up little games, and you'll squeeze to make the bird fly over the flowers and go up and down. It's kind of like Mario, where you're like going up to get coins and coming back down.
You're playing Flappy Bird with it.
Yeah. In the app, they call it Floppy Bird.
Yeah.
Probably.
Well, that's disgusting. Okay.
Probably to avoid some, copyright restrictions or whatever. But you just lay back and play video games with your vagina. And you have to like squeeze and hold, and then like do a slow release or like a slow squeeze, not just kind
Interesting.
of thing. Yeah. It will also tell you the difference between if you are actually activating your pelvic floor muscles or if you're squeezing your butthole.
It knows the difference.
It knows the difference.
Oh, that's
it
even
can
better.
tell which end of, or your abs too. It can tell which end of this is getting, and if you're doing like an ab contraction, it's just down here. And if you're doing pelvic floor, it's going to be more all around here.
Interesting.
Right? So where it's registering is very intuitive as well. Right? So this is kind of like the base model. This has been around for a couple of years. They just came out with PeriFit Care Plus. I honestly don't know what the difference is between the two. You can go look at it on the website. It's PeriFit, PERIFIT.co. But between this and the other model, it's going to be about $100 to $150.
Not bad.
Right? So again, for about 7 minutes a day, you're going to start seeing progress in the app. It'll show you how much better you're doing. It gives you like a percentage score each day. And then in a few weeks, you're going to actually start seeing a difference in the results. You're going to start having less incontinence and all of that kind of stuff because it's customizable. So it's different strokes for different folks.
Of course. I was about to say, that's a pretty one size fits all kind of situation.
And I don't know what the deal with the battery is, but to my knowledge, like this thing never runs down. Like you're only using it for like 7 minutes a day. And I've had this for a couple of years, and the batteries, I haven't changed batteries. I haven't had to recharge it. So it's not like you have to take it and plug it in every time or something like that, or you got to tote a charging cord with you or anything like that.
Interesting.
You can do it fully clothed as long as you can, get in there, you can do it. Pretty handy dandy little deal.
That is pretty handy dandy and at a very good price.
Yeah. And having had 2 kids myself, this definitely helps with incontinence, right?
So only one of us will be able to give you the answer on this of, does it do the thing?
Exactly. It does the thing. It passes the vibe check.
All right. So we've passed the vibe check.
All right. So before we get on to our next caller, I just want to urge everybody out there to be the caller. Okay.
How do they do that?
You need to call our dedicated 24/7 phone line, 682-442-7732. That's 682-422-7732.
And you too can hear your message on the show.
On the show. All right. So who do we have next? All right. Quick shout out to Ritual Hair Co. in Dallas for keeping us camera ready and feeling human. Look, self-care isn't just a pretty face mask or a bubble bath. Sometimes it's letting a professional make you look like the best version of yourself, the one that has their life together. The team there gets that, and they've been taking care of us behind the scenes this whole time. If you're in the Dallas area, mention Between Sessions when you book, and they'll hook you up. Details in the description.
Okay, so next we have Aaron, and they have an MIL problem. MIL problem.
Mother-in-law? Oh, shit.
Good luck.
Hi. So my wife is always planning these events around her mother, and it's always a family event. And my kids or our kids rather, absolutely hate most of these things that we go to, and they just don't want to participate.
No.
So anytime I bring it up to my wife, or when the kids bring it up to the wife that want to do it, she starts to do a guilt trip. She'll say, well, this is for your grandmother. It's what she wants to do.
That's how she gets things done.
It never goes into consideration as to maybe what the children want to do for a family day out. How can I bring that up to my wife and
Oh, God.
have to consider other options.
Yeah. How does he bring that up?
Brother.
He should run it by the mother-in-law first. Then we could have an open and honest dialogue with
And
that.
you think that's going to work?
No, but he's not. He's going to have an accusatorial conversation with his wife, and she's going to go right back to her mother, and her mother's going to be like, "No, that's not what's going on."
I mean, maybe. Yeah, absolutely. But if we have to do this much appeasing of the mother-in-law, I don't think there's going to be any direct conversation with the mother-in-law.
Well, I also think that you should probably ask the kids.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's asked the kids.
This is so sad for me, honestly.
Why?
Like, this just sounds tragic. It sounds like these kids are like, compulsory fun. You have to do it for her. Like, everything's just focused on everybody else's feelings.
Yeah, this is a lot of my childhood.
And this is?
Yeah, it happens a lot.
Oh, today we learned about Sid.
I had to go to Houston a lot, and I don't like Houston.
Houston's gross, dude. It's a lot. It's a lot to deal with. Especially then as a kid, car rides. So fun.
Yeah, it was different when I got to drive, but it was still bad.
But it's still bad. Different bad.
Different bad. Still bad.
So my thing about it is, not only is this appeasing mother-in-law's feelings, this is also appeasing wife's feelings.
Is it?
Because she doesn't want to have to deal with disappointing her mother.
Right. But it's...
So everybody else...
That's the only feeling that's being considered is her not disappointing her mother. So she's not really considering her own feelings.
No, she's not.
So her feelings
No, she's making everybody else
it.
do it. That's what I'm saying. Is like her mother-in-law's feelings and her feelings rule over everybody else.
Which just means the mother-in-law's feelings rule over everybody else. Because they're not really her feelings.
No, but the daughter's still deciding to dance to that tune.
True.
For whatever reason. Mm-hmm. So I guess my first question would be like, does mother-in-law have something on your wife?
Yeah,
like,
is she paying rent? What's going on here?
Right, exactly. Is there an inheritance that's hanging in the balance? Which, even if there is, fuck you. Like, to me, that's not an excuse.
Depends on that inheritance.
I mean, in this economy, maybe. But what if we did a 50-50 split? What if sometimes we did a family outing with just us, centered around kids' activities, and then sometimes we do the grandmother box check?
Honestly, I don't even need a 50-50 split. Let's just try it once and see if grandma shows up.
Maybe, yeah.
Do something for the kids,
And
plan
see
it
if she
around the kids, and
participates.
see if she comes. That's my big determinant.
That's not bad.
If the grandparents aren't choosing to show up for the kids' activities, you shouldn't be mandated for the children to show up for the grandparents' activities.
I just talked to my brother last night.
Yikes.
And he let me know that he's dealing with the same situation
Really?
with the two grandmothers. Like, they won't show up to things, but they bitch if they're not invited.
This seems like a new common thing.
Yeah.
Like, the older generation just doesn't, like...
Checked out.
And that's because they dump their kids on their parents all the time when we were children.
Yeah.
We can't dump them on...
Yeah.
We don't have the same relationship
Yeah.
that we had with our grandparents.
We were talking about it. We were like, we had so much interaction with our grandparents.
All the time.
And had no idea that our adulthood was going to be like this, where grandparents weren't going to be present.
Right. Unless you bring them to me, you're not going to see them. My grandparents would drive from East Texas to come get us.
Exactly.
Like, it was crazy. They drove like 2.5 hours.
Yeah. Exactly. But I feel like a lot of this with this call might be like, grandma's got all of these ideas about like what is fun or what is memories. Like, I'm going to drag you to a English high tea, and maybe you've got a 13-year-old that's like dressed in black and surly, and they're like, I don't want to be here. Like, it's nothing that's on their level. It's nothing connecting. It's just this.
That was a little too close.
Transactional. Maybe I got a couple of them at home.
That hit a little too hard.
I don't want to be. I love those holiday portraits where it's like Santa and the mom and dad and this goth kid in the corner, like,
sitting in the back.
Fuck y'all. Yeah.
That isn't where I want to be in my life.
But it's nothing connecting with the kids. So whatever grandma thinks is happening right now, she may think, we're creating family memories. This is lovely. Like, yes, for you. You may remember this all fondly, but they probably don't. Another thing that I'd have to say, like, I don't know how, he doesn't say how old the kids are, but as they get older, I can't imagine that their demeanor at these things is just, they're just going to be, smiley, happy people for grandma the whole time.
I mean, after 13, don't we all just have the same resting bitch face?
Basically. So now grandma and mom are going to have this.
The resting bitch face. That's their encouragement.
I am cursed with it. I get it all the time. Yeah.
All the time.
All the time. I'm like, I'm concentrating. It's the same face. When someone says something to me and I'm listening very intently, it just looks like I'm mad.
I had a friend, still have a friend.
Yeah.
I had a friend when he concentrates.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
He puts the tongue out of his mouth.
It's his antenna.
He's done it since he was a child.
That's
like
so
from
cute.
playing video games.
Sure.
And you could watch him as soon as he gets really intense in something, he just and he's engaged.
The antenna goes up. Beep. That's great. Now, but I think what my big fear is that this is going to cultivate an idea that your kids are shitty, ungrateful jerks.
To the grandmother.
Yeah, and to the mom.
But not to the dad. The dad's going to be like, I stand with him.
Yeah, the dad's going to be like, I told you. And also, side note, I don't like it, potentially, right? So like, again, it's not, why do we feel the need? What is so wrong with grandma that we have to appease grandma? Grandma is either like incredibly fragile or incredibly passive aggressive or just straight up aggressive.
Same. Right.
I don't know, right? So, yeah. You do really need to talk to your wife about this. And my biggest recommendation is start off empathetically. Start off with, why is it so important to you to do everything attuned to your mother's feelings?
Right.
Yeah.
What is your mother doing? Like,
yeah.
Why is that such a big deal that you're overlapping your own children and your husband?
Yeah.
Like, that is the conversation that really needs to be said of, hey,
yeah.
We're here. We exist.
People,
they're obviously old enough to form an opinion, so they're at least 10.
Yeah.
And they're forming an opinion of their own mother and her own behaviors independently of what her mother tells her.
Yep.
So where are you on this? Is this how you want your mother to dictate every aspect of your life?
And once these kids get more freedom, they're going to take it.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to opt out. They're going to plan other things. They're, once they have car keys, good luck compelling them to do anything.
Oh, getting me to Houston after I turned 16.
Yeah.
Goose egg, baby.
That's what I'm saying.
No way.
Yeah. So you're setting yourself up for a lot of resentment. You're setting yourself up for, you never listen to me. My voice doesn't matter. It's these little things that are going to. So again, sorry, focus. Talking to your wife compassionately and curiously to begin with. Then you're going to have to at some point hit her with holding the mirror up. Like, but do you see what happens to me and the kids? And this is not evil that needs to be disciplined out of our children. Okay. This is not a moral failing that they need to learn to appease their elders. There needs to be some give and take. That's the thing I'm afraid of. That's the big takeaway there. But also I would suggest, again, like I said, the compromise of like, can we do a 50-50? Can we sometimes go do something? And then in those times when you take them to like, I don't know, like one of those new like indoor putt-putt golf places with all the crazy setups and stuff like that, or you take them to see their movie they've been waiting to go see.
Wicked just came out.
God, both of my kids fucking hate Wicked.
That is like the grandparent movie if I've ever seen one. Not since Les Miserables. Not since Les Miserables have I seen such a grandparent movie in my entire life. I've never seen the play, never did anything. Went into Les Miserables and I was like, oh, Hugh Jackman, I'm in. Let's watch this.
Yeah.
Him singing, in. Great, whatever. 3 hours into that movie, I was like, there is no one that doesn't have gray hair in this theater.
Yeah.
Not one person. And if they are, they're like 6.
Yeah. That's crazy.
And that's how I feel Wicked is. Wicked is that like bridge.
They're both musicals.
Right. They're both musicals.
But
very different ideas.
I think one of the biggest problems with my kids is the god awful oversaturation of the marketing.
Ugh.
Like they have Wicked dish soap and cookies and cupcakes, like everything. I think I saw a box of Wicked tampons the other day. I'm like, what are we doing? Like it's just shoved down their throats so much that they can't even stand it. We went to go see another movie the other day, Dust Bunny, highly recommended. Pretty cute movie.
Dust Bunny?
I'll tell you later. So we went to go see that, but one of the characters said Wicked. Both of them fell out laughing in the movie theater. I had to be like, shut up. because I knew what they were laughing at. They were like, oh, wicked. Anyways, but okay, focus. Yeah, you got a problem on your hands there, Aaron, and you're not crazy for seeing it as a problem. You need to try to address it. You need to try to possibly maybe empower your wife to say, hey, this is your family now. She's not the boss of you, right? That's the big one. This is the part of the show where we always guess the theme. I think I know the theme on this one.
Let's go.
Transactional.
Hey, look at you. It's like you're getting this. Bow.
All right. Okay. That's about enough of this crap for one day. All right. Big thanks to all of our guests today. If you have any questions or stories you'd like to share on the show, please email us at hello@betweensessionspodcast.com, or please, for the love of God, hit up the 24/7 hotline at 682-422-7732. Again, that's 682-422-7732. Please give us a subscribe, like, and follow on all the platforms, specifically YouTube. Get on it, hit the buttons, do all the things. Check out the website to get on the mailing list to stay updated on any local special events. And big thanks, as always, to our sponsors, Ritual Hair Co. in Dallas and Private Room Supplements, for all your sexual wellness needs. I'll see you next session. All right, now get out of here.